Well, I was going to take the Lenovo off just for a demo, but I'll show you something. That's a pretty thin screen, right? Huh? Now, a lot of people complain that this unit does not have that many, ports. Okay, it's got 2 USB ports. One USB 2, one USB 3. Okay, you really don't need more than that, or at least I don't, because you can always duplicate them. Nice, it has a card reader built in. Very multi-card reader, and plus you can use adapters. Very good. And those dual fans, those poor things, they run all the time. All the time. It's sad, really. That poor battery. There's your RAM. You can upgrade it, which I did. And touchpad, and I'm not going to take it apart here for this. Maybe let it just be said, there's a nice battery under there. The keyboard pops right in. And it's got a front camera there. It's a tablet. It rotates and twists all around. That's kind of what I wanted to demonstrate. But I really can't. So here. Let's just do it sideways. Okay, so here we are. Make sure nothing's in the way.
Back to our breaking news here. This fatal tragedy from the Washington Navy Yard.
You can see
pictures. This is Washington Hospital Center, where several
that's the laptop, and yes, it's a touch screen.
Shooting who were taken specifically to this hospital.
Extremely convenient to have a touch screen.
All of whom suffering gunshot wounds. But what's significant,
and it folds all the way around, and I mean 180, full 180.
We'll be speaking as part of this
and so that you can use it as a tablet mode. It puts the keyboard away by folding and then deactivating the keyboard, which is contrary to really making it disappear. But since it deactivates, that's good enough. Plus, you can use it vertically. And anyway, I'm not doing a commercial here. And here's what I really did want to show about this. Excellent machine here. I know nobody buys these things anymore, and I know, as you can see, it's completely old school. But look at the quality. I bought this used, and I'm not even going to tell you for how much. Okay. No dust. Now watch this. Well, you pinch the lid. Hold on, let me get my good thing to have.
The police a little after 10. So
what this is?
We were on the ground, and like I said,
it's a very, very powerful light.
Trying to
considering what it gives out.
Where other people in my organization had sheltered, and then
passed that show the brand. Okay, we got red tactical.
I know they let the group. They had a group
not like military or anything, just night vision. I mean, so it doesn't burn your eyes out. You know. It's a headband. It's got a nice headband. In fact, it takes 3 AAA batteries of any type, so it's replaceable. They're replaceable, rather, as opposed to having to charge it, which could be bad. Okay, there's the reds. Okay, there's your projection of that. Right.
The Naval Sea Systems Command is the Navy's organization that procures and maintains
will burn for a nice long time.
There are 3 buildings on the Navy Yard that house.
And this is extremely small and lightweight. Really, it is awesome. Adjustable, everything. So, if you don't want to draw a lot of attention or whatever,
weapon systems, missile
trying to get it's a Coleman Max.
A lot of the technical folks.
Now these dials, that's why I'm fiddling with it like this. I'm trying to hold the camera. Okay, there's off. Now this is, I believe that's high and then low. So yeah, high and low. Well, it's hard to tell. It batteries are not full, but it will last for hours. And look at the difference in light power settings. Okay.
So the fourth floor of that building.
Now it looks very similar, the two settings that I'm alternating, but in terms of battery life, okay, that must be brighter. Yeah, that's brighter. Yeah, that's the brighter one. So you save a ton. Yet it's almost virtually the same thing. So if you don't need it to penetrate into the darkness outside or even inside, but particularly outside, because of the beam pattern, the way it's. I'll give you an idea. There you go. See? And then on the end you get a dot. So the spread is such that it's perfect. It would be nice, but it does not have a lens that you can move. But you know, what can you ask for? I think this thing was like 25 or 30 bucks. It has a singular LED in the center, and that's white. The other two are red. Okay, pause while I put this thing on. Okay. Unfortunately, getting reflection from the device I'm holding, but that's never. I never cared about that before. Now, if I put it on white, yeah, I can still see what I need to see, even though I'm looking through the actual 7-inch screen on the camera. See, I have to actually move it out of the way to get the light on it. Okay, what I wanted to do is to hold it. Oh, there's the cadenza. So, anyway, change the light setting. See if I do it in red. And I've still got this on too. See how that looks against this. See, it actually penetrates through that. That's how, with just 3 AAAs. Anyway, okay, so these two, I don't know if white helps here.
I have his eyes.
Okay.
I have his sense of humor. But now
let's go full blast. Okay.
I also had his back.
Now I already punched them out because you need two arms at once. Now all you do is carefully, because I got. Okay, as you can see, the hinge construction. It's not a joke. It's really real. I'm like moving my head as an arm here. Okay, so there you can see how it moves. All it does is pivot right off of the top. So, you see, this is actually operating, as you can see. Now, as you lift it,
I didn't think it was anything.
It just pulls up
It just wouldn't go
without necessarily giving you any trouble.
But I had already gone through
You take a sneak peek in there,
maybe nothing.
no signs of
There could be
trouble.
early warning signs of a gynecologic cancer.
Now, it's really nice here because it just lifts right up like that. Look at that. I could even turn this off now.
Probably saved my life.
Okay, so
not the same for everyone. If you think something's
if I
wrong,
back up.
see your doctor. Ask about gynecologic cancer.
Okay, let me show it again.
In today's economy, you need to own gold and silver.
There's the button.
Smart investors are purchasing gold and silver to protect themselves.
That's,
don't wait any longer.
hold on, that's
You
one
don't
of
have
two.
to overpay. Don't be
It activates or actuates this.
Or spot. Discount Gold Brokers offers
Oh,
gold
sorry
silver
about the head thing is really
prices. We will not
insane.
be undersold. Free
See, it
silver
pushes it here like that.
for a limited time. Ask about our
And obviously, if you're clasping both at once, you get that there.
888-200-9000.
And that's just a spring here, as you can see. It keeps it in tension. Otherwise, it would just hang around. I'm not trying to give away any IBM secrets. It's nothing secret. But here, obviously, there when you close it, I think I'm better off without the light. The angle is all wrong.
But I want to take you specifically to the Capitol, which is not too far
maybe
away
not.
from the Washington Navy Yard, and that's where we have.
Okay, hold on. Alright.
This
anyway,
door back here.
This is driving me nuts.
That goes directly into the Senate. Is
also,
closed.
the headlamp is positionable, up and down. That clicking you heard.
Apparently can. That's
very good.
The police officers have talked
Okay,
to,
so it goes into there.
Is not allowed to enter the building. Not allowed
And it
to leave
latches
the building.
in.
And same goes for the 3 Senate office
You can see the
buildings
symbols
that are around
for
the Senate complex. However, if you look over here, flying
unlock
this can over here, that
and
of
lock.
course is the House side of the Capitol.
Okay.
But that's open. So
Lock,
people can
lock.
go in and out of the Capitol building.
Okay,
and
that's
on the
something
House
else.
side and also
But there
the
is where
office buildings.
these things pinch
so
in.
It is a little bit curious
And you can see that they hold it on tight. The hinge system, okay, as you can see, this is not even connected. That's a security feature. Like I said, this was an industrial machine. And hold on. And what this does is it allows, see the spring here? See that mechanism? I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And that pushed right into here, in case you're wondering what that was. So this is a secure machine. In fact, it even has a like a chain lock. See, so once you, oh, that's just a rod with a spring. Once you close it, as you can see, it creates many opportunities, and it closes very nicely. Watch.
He's a security expert who's joining me now. And
okay,
Anthony,
snap. Okay, it's not opening at all, believe me. Okay, so as far as the back, see that? No, you don't see that. Okay, here. Oh, crap. There it is. Okay, so what you can do is set it up in any way so that you can, well, I'm not going to get into detail on that. Once you figure it out. Anyway, I don't know if I should really say that, but anyway, it's a piece of cake. And okay, so look, for example, opening it up with one hand, you can. See, one side at a time, like anything else.
Let me ask you this, forgive me as I'm checking my email live.
But it takes a lot longer.
Okay, forgive me.
Now that retracts, as you can see.
Washington FBI field office has told
why would that matter? Well,
that the dead Navy Yard shooting suspect has been identified and fingerprinted as 34-year-old Aaron Alexis. A military contractor from Texas.
So, as I said, you would push that into lock, but then, well, okay, it slides, and once it does that, you can't open it without tricks. Tricks are for kids, so Toys R Us kids. So, alright, and this is a very nice thin cable. Okay, it's like paper thin. Okay, now, as for expandability, which you really don't need all that much of. This obviously is the drive. It is, let me just make sure. Yes, it's an IDE drive on the burner I showed. Okay, it's powered by the standard. So then you would ask why. Well, there's a hard drive under there. Okay, see? That's why there's nothing else. Okay, and there's your intake on your fan, because the CPU is over here, and the GPU. That's where your sticks of RAM go, oddly enough. It's the only computer I've ever seen configured like this. Now, since it's running, I don't want to play with it like that, but it is really nice and refreshing to have something so easy to work on. Oh, that's really hot. The fan is definitely regulated on a demand basis. There are temperature sensors. I'm looking at capacitors here, but I have glasses on, so see those capacitors? They can blow up at any minute. There's your CR2032. Or it's 232 is what I meant before. And then you have, the FRU, which is, I believe, field replacement unit. And then the part number would go there for whatever option would go there. There's your tamper switch. This is all obsolete now. But it's, it is obsolete, which is why I got it for so cheap. But I mean, can you read Chinese? So, and China bought it, by the way. China bought Lenovo. So this is a total 223 watts. So obviously, it's not meant for heavy duty loads of any sort. I like to keep the wires away from here. But look at this, isn't that beautiful? I mean, I know that they clean these things, but look at that, like no dust. And there's your fan. Like I said, the fan regulates the speed. It's barely moving. It'll wind up. It'll get loud, believe me. Like a rocket. Let's check. The CPU is fairly warm. It's a Foxconn heatsink, port, whatever. Now, all the proprietary. This is what I always love about proprietary. I know a lot of people hate them, and so do I, because you always have to buy whatever they tell you or make you. You can't usually use generic parts, even though they do. This is a Think Center, like I said. So you have to get the correct part number or knockoff, like with cars. The thing though about IBM PCs versus Apple's was always that they are all standardized. For instance, you can get any monitor. Okay, did we lose signal here? Completely or no? Okay, it just timed out for saving power. I might as well shut it down. Some other nice things. See that? That's our speaker. There may even be two on here, believe it or not, but I'm not certain. And there is our, looks like a riser board. That's obviously a PCI slot. What on earth that is, I don't even know. I have not seen something like that before. It could be multi-use. This is pretty pathetic. You know what? I bet you it's some kind of IBM proprietary, maybe an algorithm generator. I don't know. But these are the good old days. Clear CMOS right there. 2 serial ATA ports. One runs the hard drive, which is really nice. And you get a spare. See? Serial ATA 2. Now, why they do that? Without any external? Well, you could build your own. In fact, maybe that's what this is. This right here. That certainly has more than enough. So you can put a board right out here with all the serial ATAs in your dreams. In fact, that's starting to have me think. Okay, mono out. Sorry, it's not stereo. Unless there's another one of those. Now, power. Basics. Nothing special. Okay, everything's labeled. It's obviously the GPU core. Now, the power supply. Everything's modular. You see, it's just held in by a couple of screws. It's totally adaptable. The fan in it, I bet you $100 that's just an average regular fan. Let me see the wire count. 2 red and one red, one black. Of course, you never know what's in it, but that's basically a very simple thing. There is dust in there, don't get me wrong, but I've seen so much worse. And this is like a brand new machine. And guess how? All right, I'll tell you how much I paid. It was marked $100. I said, how about 80? Fine. I was like, great. I should have said 50. But I'm very pleased with it. Yeah, unfortunately it is phasing out. That's why it was where it was, which is a recycling center. I don't mean glass in bottles. I mean computer recycling center. And that was a while back too. May have been retrofitted, in fact, but it has all of everything working. Number one, okay, and it's really nice to have something with a floppy drive too. That's great. A floppy drive system, stock, with at least one PCI ready to go. Sorry, the camera. And okay. Yeah, it's just all that for the drive. It's a very compact machine, as you can see. Look at my hand on it, and it's a pack of cigarettes. A good reference. That's how big the power supply is. A pack of cigarettes. Okay, I mean it's just not big. Okay, nothing on the back there of that. In case you're wondering. Now this has even a handle. This is what I love about the industrial machines. Oh, they used to make them that way. I believe Gateway, Dell. I still like Dell, even though I've, whatever. I definitely would buy a Dell. Anyway, this is an IBM. They don't make them anymore. Look at that. They actually give you a handle to pull it out. Of course, you have to follow the rules, but any computer technician knows what the rules are and how to follow them. And the RAM chips are here. Trying to get it. Like I said, any of those capacitors can blow up at any time. So there's a safety issue there. The air flows surprisingly well through here. And the air intake is in the front here. I can feel it sucking it in. And the CPU is there. What is this? What is that there? Looks like it could be a thermal sensor. Let me think this over here. That's a floppy disk. Okay, it's probably the floppy drive. Never mind. It could be any part of a floppy drive. Okay. Sits on top of the CPU, which I find strange. It's also a strange way to connect a. It's not your standard, 34 pin. This one here, we're not using anyway. The audio out or any special nifty features. Here you can see hold on, I'm losing battery on this device here. You got pull handles, you got all your locks. This comes up, it's just beautiful. And that fan, I've replaced them. I mean, that's what I do, just my job, So I know all this stuff. It's saves a ton of money. In conclusion, all I could say is, even if you can't get a job as a tech, you'll save a ton of money. And with that, I will close it. Okay. And there's the back again. Wish I could trade that for an HDMI, if you know what I mean. These two. Anyway, that is what it is. Adios. Let's see what else we have here. If there's anything else before we hit 23. Okay, that's just a nice old computer. It has many nice options. Let me put the light on again on the side. It's got, microphone and headphone or audio out. PCMCIA, infrared, and that's just on that side. Okay. Latch is shut. It's got the touch with the buttons and these buttons too, and that. So I know a lot of people hated one or the other, or loved one or the other, or some combination thereof. But this one has both. You got all your particular, you got your volume here, your mechanical switches. That thing right there is just detects when it's closed. This is just the mute button if you want to suddenly hit mute. Num lock, caps, and that one's a lock of some sort. I've never noticed that. I'm not sure what that is. Could be a reset. Stick a reset. On these lights here we have battery, of course, power on or off, and there's two more here. You can control your Wi-Fi. I thought there was a Wi-Fi switch, but I think it's a combination function. Alright, there it is. See, you could just kill the radio like that if you had to real quick. Brightness, adjustments. Wow, if this thing had a light on the camera, that'd be beautiful. Okay, so now this. Wow, this is tough. Okay, so I'm actually running that off of this. If you don't believe me, this is the mouse, and it's connected, and I'll just show you the back. Okay, that right there, it only has two, I don't know if it's getting it, two, anyway, right there are two USBs on the edge. Okay, remember, I'm looking from the top and going back, just for convenience. Okay, now, okay, there, now you can see it. Two USBs, not enough, but the Lenovo does too. This one here is the multifunction out. This is, believe it or not, yes, an RJ11 phone for your modem. Yes, I said modem as in, it also has a docking station. A modem as in only two of UTPs. Your RJ11 status light, very good, very nice. Parallel port, believe it or not. Standard VGA out, which is always nice. This one is literally essential for business purposes, industrial operations, and so on. Without that, you're not going to work. It has that one at least for a cooling purpose. On the bottom, all kinds of accessibility on the bottom. Unlike the new stuff, it's got this flip docking port here. Although I don't have a dock, you can pull the battery. You can replace the hard drive in a snap. On the side here, yes, it does have a DVD-ROM in it currently. No, I'm sorry, it's a compact rewritable disc. Something speed, ultra speed, yes, good stuff. And that's modular, although it's proprietary, it is modular. This is a Dell Latitude D600. Now this here pulls out for service. The PCMCIA slot, that as well. In the front is nothing but really probably just intakes, and I thought I was wrong. There's not something there. This is in fact the modular. What we have here now is just the audio. You know, I guess all it has is plugs. Like I said, microphone in the other. While this here, if I can get this right. Yeah, see? There's the substitute. So it even says Dell on it. Dell.com 0120C. And all that does is it keeps the dust out of the machine, despite the fact that some does get in. See? And they have, well, they used to have. And then that's an infrared read-write for things like what I'm holding in my hand. You could put it right next to it and change files, change hands, whatever, change business cards, say how do you do, whatever. And it is nice to have that, because you never know. Hold on. Alright, there it is. Now, what I'm holding in my hand, in case you might have wondered, it is nothing more than a Samsung Tab. That's all that what I'm holding in my hand is just this. Is it better without the light? Okay, forget the light. This is all it is. Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7.0 Wi-Fi with 8 gigs. That's just a picture of the back. It has 7-inch, plays flash, which is really nice. It's got a dual core smart remote. It can actually control your TV. No, I don't mean just smart TVs. Anything can do that. I mean it has an infrared transmitter, a strong one too. So even any remote control TV, if you can get the code, you can control. And it's got a QR code on the back. I don't really feel like showing. FCC, whatever. Android, Google, blah blah blah. Oh, okay. It maxes at 1024 by 600, which is decent, considering what I paid for this thing brand new, which was about 180 or maybe 160 even. And I had a lot of discount from Best Buy. Now it has HD 720 playback and recording. Though, well, I suppose if you plugged in a camera, but I highly doubt this camera is anywhere near that, although it claims to be. I have it set to 720 right now. You tell me. I mean, and it certainly doesn't focus. It could be just the software, but where's your autofocus? You know? I mean, come on, really? Really? I mean, come on. Let's be serious here. The Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Android, DivX, HD. Like I said, dual core, 1 gigahertz, Samsung Media Hub. So, and I use it for that a lot. It's really good. Highly recommend it for the price. And then the other thing here, this is just the iPhone. Is that the? Yeah, that's the box. And iPhone 4, 8 gig, black, and that's that. And then the Lenovo case is even nicer. You really should see that, but you won't.